learning a language and studying a language. Is there any difference between these two phrases? Next, speaking a language and speaking English fluently. Is there any difference in these sentence structures and sentence patterns? Because these sentence patterns and sentence structures deeply affect our approach towards learning a language. Most of the time, most of our life, what we have been doing, we have been heading towards the wrong methods, the wrong ways, due to which we are unable to speak English fluently after spending 13 or 14 years of our academic education. This is reality. First, you have to differentiate. First, you have to acknowledge that we have been following the wrong methods. What were the wrong methods? What were the wrong perception which we were following, due to which the results were not adequate? Now, when we are studying a language, our whole focus is on grammar, on terminologies. We are deeply engrossed with grammar concepts, with theoretical part of our language, due to which our practical approach, our practical methods are ignored. They are really sacrificed at the altar of theoretical methods. And this is the reality. This is the non-perspective theory. This is the non-perspective point of view. This is our mindset. This is our attitude towards learning a language. What we have been treating English language as a subject. We have been studying English language. When we are studying English language, we are only studying the rules. We are only studying the grammar. Our whole focus is on getting marks. What was your approach? What was your mindset when you were studying English language rather than learning English language? Your whole attention was on getting higher grades, on getting good marks in your English. That's why your method was cramming. Your method was only memorizing English language for a time being. The understanding was missing. The practical approach was missing. The practical methods were missing from your learning a language. That's why you are not successful, and you are watching this video to learn English language fluently. Now, look at this scenario from your own perspective. Take a moment, take a break from learning a language and just think. Because you have to identify what you were doing in your past and what you have to do in your future. If you are still practicing, if you are still following the old traditional ways of learning a language which you were doing in the past, and you are still practicing those methods, sorry to say, you are not going towards fluent path of speaking English. You are only going towards the wrong destination towards which you are being frustrated. You are in the way of hesitation, and you are engrossed and busy with all the kinds of fears. This will be your destination. Your destination would not be a confident English speaker. This is our dilemma. This is the threshold on which you are standing right now as an English learner. This is very important step, and this is very important time to decide which method works for you, which method you have to adopt, which terminology you have to adopt. Either you have to study English language further, or you have to learn English language. And how to learn English language? What are the signs which prove that you are on the right track and that you are learning a language? How can you say, how can you justify that I am on the right track? Now I am not studying English language, I am not cramming, I am not memorizing, I am not studying this language to get higher marks, to pass any exam. Rather, I am learning a language for a specific purpose, because we are not only learning a language, we are absorbing the cultural norms. If we are not familiar with the cultural norms, because we are not living in an English speaking community, we don't have any dealings with native speakers, so how can we absorb, how can we understand the cultural traditions of those people? So this is the whole ground. First you have to understand your perspective, you have to understand your position, where you are standing right now. First, identify the position. Second, you have to identify the practical methods and theoretical methods. The difference between studying a language and learning a language. When you are not getting bored, when you are enjoying the language. Because when we study a subject, we may be bored, we do not take interest, but we study because we want to pass the test, because we want to secure higher marks in the exam. That's why we are studying by force. But when you are learning a language, you are totally enjoying this language. You are enjoying, you are taking interest in the culture, in the norms, in the tradition, in the lifestyle of native speakers. This is reality. You are making mistakes, you are accepting those mistakes. You are feeling hesitation, you are accepting that this is my mistake, I have to overcome this mistake. You are not hiding your mistakes, you are not covering these mistakes, that I have to cover these mistakes, I should not get them exposed. This is not your position. So this is very crucial time. This is crucial time for you, because once this time is gone, you can't be fluent English speaker. How can you get your dreams fulfilled when you can't get the right way to speak English? So the practical method, what is the practical methods? Theoretical methods you have done with, you have all your grammar books, you have studied, you have crammed all the rules and regulations, you know where comes the subject, where comes the verb, where comes the object, where are the adjectives, what is the definition of adjective, what is the definition of noun, pronoun, conjunction, interjection. You know very well the definitions. But if you know the definition, then why can't you speak English? Because you have done only your theoretical part, you have absorbed, you have crammed, you have memorized only the rules. The practical method is missing. What is the practical method? You haven't practiced those methods in your spoken English. Practice is key to success. You have not practiced all those methods. Sincerely comment me in the comment section that in all those academic years in which you have been studying English language, in which you have been following this theoretical approach, how many hours you have dedicated for spoken English? How many hours have you been speaking English language through your mouth? Through your mouth. How many hours, how many minutes you have devoted for your listening, for absorbing English language through your ears? What you have been doing? You have been studying through your eyes. You have been watching whiteboard through your eyes. You have been reading, you have been memorizing, you have been cramming all those things with your eyes. Now what is the practical method? You have to listen. You have to utilize your ears. You have to utilize your mouth to speak English. But these two major practical methods were missing from your life. There was no practice. Then how can you say that I have utilized my methods? I have utilized all these years to speak English well. I have been studying English language. Now you have to change the methods. You don't have to study English language, you have to learn English language. You have to imbibe English language. You have to inhale English language. You have to live with English language. Create an English environment by reading. When you are reading, you are creating English environment. When you are studying, you are creating an English environment. When you are listening English language, you are indeed creating an English environment. When you are speaking, what you are doing, you are creating an English environment. This is your English environment. When you are spending hours, when you are spending your precious time with English, this is your English environment. You don't have to say that I don't have an English environment. By English environment, I don't mean that you have to live in an English speaking community. You have to spend with native speakers to speak English well. No, not at all. When you are utilizing your time with English language, either by reading, speaking, listening, or writing, these 4 skills, when you are practicing these 4 skills, in fact, you are in the right environment of spoken English. You have to utilize, you have to practice. The second important method, practical method, and if you are not practicing this, all the learning, either it is through reading, writing, or listening, will be futile. And what is that? Speaking. Speaking is the essence. Speaking is the product. You know that when a thing is manufactured in the factory, a thing is processed through different processes, through different procedures, and a final product comes before us. Like if a book is in front of us, it is the result of a process. It is a result of a procedure in the factory, and the final product is book. Likewise, our final product is spoken English. Our final product is our ability to speak English well. But if you are not dedicating, if you are not practicing, how can you say that you can be a fluent English speaker? If you are just studying and studying and studying and you are getting bored, you are not enjoying the process. Second thing, very important thing is that you have to shift your mindset from the theoretical side to the practical side. Now you have to shift from studying a language to learning a language. You have to shift your side from enjoying from getting bored. This step is very important. You have to create your environment. You have to adopt the practical approach. You have to dedicate your hours to practice English language. You have to learn English language. You have to change your mindset, mentality, attitude towards English language. Learning a language is not a wastage of time. It's indeed a utilization of time. When you get closer to another civilization, when you get closer to the other different culture, norms and traditions, it means that you are an intelligent being. That's why you are learning a different language. That's not your own. You are different from others. Accept, acknowledge, appreciate, have a pat on your shoulder that you and encourage yourself that you are doing a great job. When you are following these practical methods, you will be fluent in English in no time, because your method was wrong, your mindset was wrong, your approach was wrong. That's why the fruit is in the wrong destination. The wrong destination, surrounded by all kinds of fear, hesitation, and shrinking from the availing the opportunity. That was all the product of wrong procedure. So adopt the practical method, adopt a right mindset so that you can be a fluent English speaker in 2024. 2024 should not be a year of remorse or a year of regret that I have wasted this year. No, it would be a fruitful year that, and you will be proudly say that I have utilized 2024 was my best year because I utilized the practical approach to study this language, and by the end of this year I became fluent in English. This would be your sentence, and if you want to make this sentence resonate in your personality, you should devote your time to study English language, to learn English language, to speak English language, to practice more and more. With this positive note, we end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.